You are traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone. What I've just recited is the introduction to every episode of the Twilight Zone. I don't believe I'm wrong when I say the Twilight Zone is the best TV show ever made, because it is, and here's why. It has withstood time, always being relevant, which many shows haven't been able to successfully do. It shows the vulnerabilities of man, what we can become, and the beauty that comes with thinking beyond. Countless times I've caught myself watching the Twilight Zone, half in fear and half in wonder and bewilderment, waiting to see how an episode will end because I feel like I am living it myself. As if I'm seeing a 2.5-hour movie in a 30-minute television slot. That is good storytelling, which is a key factor to a successful television show. There are shows that come very close in reach and popularity to the Twilight Zone for sure. Friends, I Love Lucy, Sex and the City, all great shows with good messages and well-written storylines. But what makes the Twilight Zone the best show is the way the episodes are formatted. The way they tell the stories like a book of unrelated memoirs. You basically get a brand new show with a brand new cast and a brand new location every episode. The Twilight Zone doesn't stick to just one storyline. You can't see it slowly die out and get worse like so many other shows have fallen victim to. Too many times, a TV show will go on longer than need be and lose its center focus because they simply don't have anything more to put their characters through. They lose who the characters are and force relationships that just simply don't make sense down an audience's throat. The Twilight Zone reinvents itself with every episode, and that is a gift to the viewer. It brings a sense of uncertainty to each episode. You know that the overall theme and idea of the Twilight Zone will always be there, with all the twists and turns and imaginative ways of storytelling, but other than that, you are just as confused as the characters are when they first set foot in the Twilight Zone. It's a fresh start every time you watch it, even for being a show that is over 50 years old. The Twilight Zone has the power to take you from wherever you are in the world and put you into a situation you could never imagine being in. One episode, you are a scared flight passenger, thinking that they have seen a man do the impossible and walk on the wing of a plane at 30,000 feet. Another, you are transformed into a woman driving across the country, being terrorized by the reflection of an unfamiliar hitchhiker in her rearview mirror at every stop. It can even make you a worried neighbor willing to do whatever it takes to get rid of the monsters on Maple Street, only to come to the realization at the end that you have become one yourself. Then again, isn't it kind of fun to step into and out of this world adventure once in a while? Many people say that the beginning and ending of a story are the most memorable parts. If those two parts are solid and able to draw the audience in, well then, you have a hit on your hands. That is exactly what the Twilight Zone does with every single episode. The show says in the intro that it will take you on a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination, and it delivers on that promise every time. The Twilight Zone sticks with you like a dream. Whether you've seen it or not, there's a universal understanding of the gravity and weight that that name carries. The Twilight Zone. This show was revolutionary during its prime and continues to stun audiences everywhere to this day. In the age of Leave It to Beaver and cookie-cutter homes, the Twilight Zone dared to challenge that stereotype and create something new and unusual. It entered our homes in the 50s and has been living among us ever since. The Twilight Zone upped the competition of television forever after it aired. People expected to be amazed and taken on a journey when they watch television now. They didn't want the charm and simplicity of the Andy Griffith Show anymore. From then on, writers for television knew that there needed to be more to a show. Television became less about mirroring the perfections of society and more about testing people to see their limits, shining a light on conflicts and issues not usually talked about. All because of the Twilight Zone's innovation, this could have happened. That's why we have shows like Black Mirror, Star Trek, and Doctor Who now that are currently doing so well and have gone on to be praised in the television world for their out-of-world experiences. We have also gotten to see the resurgence of the Twilight Zone on CBS All Access, which has been well received. So, with all of that said, I stand my ground in saying that the Twilight Zone is the best television show ever created. Through its use of imagination and its ability to reinvent itself with every episode, it achieves a kind of great storytelling that only comes along once in a blue moon. Maybe, just maybe, you will find out, like I have, that it is the best television show ever created once you set foot in the Twilight Zone.